Do you hear that?
Oh, how can it not be? It's ridiculous. It's like, it's obvious where you want to spend your time then. I mean, come on.
At the end of the day, Christine admits she simply doesn't want to live in one big house anymore, because she finally loves who she has become. She's no longer the woman she was back in Utah, and the difference is powerful. But now, her new book has dropped bombshell bedroom revelations that nobody expected. Early copies have already hit Barnes & Noble, and the Sister Wives community is in complete chaos. The pages reveal intimate demands, disturbing hour-long massage rituals, and even a system of surveillance that feels straight out of a nightmare. Readers lucky enough to get early copies are already leaking screenshots, confirming suspicions fans have held for years but could never prove. Christine makes it clear, Kody's behavior in the bedroom wasn't just selfish, it was manipulative, calculated and disturbingly systematic. And then comes the twist that has fans reeling: Robyn's alleged role in monitoring and enforcing these private arrangements. That's the true bombshell rocking the Sister Wives world. Because this isn't hearsay, this isn't gossip. Christine has put every word in black and white, spelling out exactly how Kody demanded control far beyond what the cameras ever showed. One detail that already has readers furious is the so-called massage ritual. According to Christine, Kody required a full hour-long massage before any intimacy could take place, but he refused to ever return the favor. He admitted that touching his wives didn't arouse him, so he wouldn't do it. Just let that sink in. An entire hour of service, with nothing given back in return. And as if that weren't enough, Robyn allegedly stepped into the role of bedroom police. Christine claims Kody actually shared private details about their intimate life with Robyn, who then turned around and guilted her when she didn't meet his demands. Imagine the humiliation of not only being rejected by your husband, but also being judged by another wife about your private moments. Early readers say some passages made them physically sick, with one fan admitting she cried for Christine after reading her wedding night description. Others say the massage revelations explain everything about the disturbing power dynamics they've witnessed on screen for years. And here's the real shocker. Christine doesn't describe isolated incidents. She lays out a chilling, repeated pattern: sexual control, emotional manipulation, and systematic degradation that countless women will instantly recognize. The timing of these revelations is explosive. Across social media, women are connecting the dots, realizing this isn't just about reality TV drama. It's about psychological control, financial manipulation, and spiritual abuse wrapped in the disguise of marriage. According to early legal analysis, Christine's confessions connect far more than just intimacy. They point directly to larger patterns of financial exploitation and emotional coercion. But at the center of it all is the massage ritual, the rule that revealed just how much control Kody demanded. An entire 60 minutes of service every single time. Yet when Christine asked for the same in return, Kody refused. His excuse? It didn't turn him on. That line has every woman online fuming. Christine eventually stopped complying, and that's when Robyn stepped in to enforce the rule, claiming Kody deserved it because he was such a good husband. The psychological impact of this can't be overstated. Imagine already feeling unwanted, only to have another wife confront you for not catering enough to the very man rejecting you. And this wasn't a one-time thing. Early readers say Robyn repeatedly monitored and commented on how the other wives treated Kody, positioning herself as the authority on what proper wife behavior looked like. What makes this all the eye? More disturbing is the religious backdrop. Within their fundamentalist Mormon beliefs, wives are taught their purpose is serving their husband's needs. Christine was already conditioned to put Kody's comfort above her own, which means these demands weren't just selfish, they were spiritual manipulation disguised as marital duty. And that's the red flag Christine wants women everywhere to recognize. When someone expects service without reciprocation, it's not love, it's exploitation.
With was Robyn.
And I think that I just have to respectfully go, have a good life. Via con Dios.
What Christine describes isn't just inappropriate. It's a complete violation of privacy and trust, the kind of betrayal that would end most marriages instantly. Yet, inside the Brown family, this twisted behavior was normalized and even framed as Robyn being a good sister wife. In reality, she wasn't helping anyone. She was building authority over the other women, setting herself up as the judge of proper wife behavior, while secretly collecting private details about their marriages. Early readers admit they felt sick reading how Robin manipulated her way in. She would cry to Christine, pretending to seek closeness and sisterhood, only to run straight back to Kody with twisted versions of their conversations. That wasn't bonding, it was psychological manipulation disguised as friendship. The effect was devastating. It isolated the wives from each other while making Robin the self-proclaimed marriage expert. And here's the irony. Robin was the newest wife. She had none of the long-term experience with the family's struggles, finances, or history. Yet, she appointed herself as the ultimate authority on what it meant to be a good wife. This is the pattern Christine wants women everywhere to recognize. When someone pretends to care, gathers your secrets, and then weaponizes them to their own advantage, that isn't friendship. That's psychological warfare. And it didn't stop there. Christine's book details how this system of manipulation extended far beyond the bedroom. One of the most heartbreaking revelations is about her wedding night. Christine had never kissed anyone before she married Kody. That first kiss happened at the altar, and she went into marriage completely inexperienced, trusting that her new husband would be gentle and patient. Instead, her wedding night was nothing short of traumatic. She expected tenderness, emotional connection, and romance, but what she got was pain, disappointment, and emotional devastation. She writes that she spent much of her honeymoon too physically uncomfortable to be intimate. Again, a shattering way to begin married life. What makes this worse is that Kody had already gone through 2 wedding nights with Mary and Janelle. He knew the emotional weight of such a moment. He knew Christine was inexperienced, yet he showed zero consideration for her comfort. Early, readers say Christine's account filled them with anger, realizing this was the foundation of a marriage built on neglect. One Reddit user said it explained why Christine always seemed desperate for Kody's approval. She had been conditioned from the start to believe she had to earn the love and tenderness she never received. Christine makes it clear, a caring partner prioritizes your comfort, especially in vulnerable moments. Kody didn't. Her wedding night wasn't just disappointing. It foreshadowed the selfishness and emotional disregard that would define their entire relationship. And it didn't stop at intimacy. That same pattern of neglect extended into every area of Christine's life as his wife. Even more disturbing is what Christine describes as Kody's information network. This wasn't casual venting or spousal discussion. According to her, Kody routinely shared explicit details of his intimate relationships with Robin, things that should never leave the privacy of a marriage. Robin didn't just listen, she used that knowledge to undermine the other wives, presenting herself as the perfect example while making the others feel inadequate. Christine recalls the humiliation of realizing her private moments were under constant surveillance, judged not just by her husband, but also by another wife. Readers say they felt violated just reading it. One explained it finally made sense. Why the wives always seemed to avoid intimacy talk on the show. They knew everything was being reported back to Robin for evaluation. By weaponizing private information, Robin established herself at the top of the family hierarchy. She could subtly suggest the others weren't meeting Kody's needs while presenting herself as the wife who always delivered. For Christine, this meant living with constant insecurity, always aware her private life was being picked apart behind closed doors. And it didn't end with intimacy. Christine exposes devastating examples of Kody's emotional neglect in daily life. After knee surgery, she was in pain, confused about her medication, and begged Kody to stay and help. His response? He didn't know how the meds worked, so she'd have to figure it out herself. Then he left her, forcing her teenage daughters and her own mother to step in where her husband should have been. Perhaps the most heartbreaking revelation involves their daughter, Truly. When she fell dangerously ill while Christine was out of town, the older kids begged Kody to check on her. His answer? He was too busy with Robin's children. He never went. Christine admits that if Truly had died from his neglect that night, she would have left him immediately. The only reason Christine stayed was because Truly survived. Early readers admit they felt pure rage reading about Kody's priorities during that crisis. One Redditor summed it up best. It showed how completely he abandoned his original families, once Robin entered the picture. But the financial abandonment was just as devastating. Christine explains that all the money went into one family pot, yet Kody and Robin controlled how it was spent. Meanwhile, Christine worked multiple jobs, even night shifts while pregnant, just to support her kids. When she asked Kody for simple help, like tucking the children into bed while she worked, his response was cruelly dismissive. Figure it out yourself or ask the other wives. He had checked out of fatherhood while still demanding control of family. Resources. This pattern is painfully familiar to many women. Financial control paired with emotional abandonment. It traps them into giving everything while receiving nothing. And then comes Christine's biggest revelation about the Brown family dynamic. According to her, Robyn's strategy was disarmingly simple: complete compliance. She gave Kody whatever he wanted, however, and whenever he wanted it. While the other wives asked for normal reciprocity, basic affection, time, and emotional connection, Robyn never questioned him, never pushed back, never asked for her own needs. She gave the massages, accepted his rules, and in return, she received everything. Kody's time, attention, and resources all funneled to her. He practically lived at Robyn's house, prioritized her children over his others, and gave her access to finances while Christine and the rest worked themselves to exhaustion. The cruel twist? Robyn then had the audacity to lecture the others about being better wives. She could afford to hand out advice because she was safe, enshrined as Kody's favorite, shielded by her total submission. That security gave her the freedom to criticize Christine, to guilt the other wives, and to make them feel inadequate. The result was devastating. Instead of seeing that they were all victims of the same manipulative system, the wives were pitted against one another in competition for scraps of attention from a man who had no real capacity to care for them. The sister wives community is now experiencing what can only be called a collective awakening. Across Reddit, Facebook, TikTok, and group chats, women are connecting Christine's experiences with their own. One reader said her revelations finally explained why Christine always seemed to be walking on eggshells on the show. Another admitted the massage story made her physically sick, but also helped her recognize manipulation she had endured in her own marriage. The conversation has expanded far beyond sister wives. Women everywhere are recognizing the same red flags: partners demanding service without reciprocation, using private information as weapons, or hiding selfishness behind cultural or religious expectations. Christine's bravery has opened the floodgates. Former members of fundamentalist Mormon groups are speaking out online, confirming her story mirrors their own. Religious scholars point out that demands like the hour-long massage are essentially unpaid labor cloaked in intimacy, while forcing women to work multiple jobs and surrender financial control is economic exploitation dressed up as doctrine. Legal experts analyzing her book say what she describes meets the very definition of systematic abuse, financial, emotional, and even sexual coercion hidden under the mask of faith. Perhaps the most insidious part of this system is how it conditions women to blame themselves. When Christine stopped giving massages, she was made to feel like a bad wife instead of a woman simply asking for basic reciprocity. That guilt is what kept her trapped. And this pattern isn't unique to polygamy. It echoes in traditional marriages too, where women are pressured to serve while their own needs are ignored. Child welfare experts warn that kids raised in such systems learn that women's needs don't matter, and men's comfort always comes first. Christine's story about truly being neglected while Kody stayed with Robyn's kids illustrates the generational damage this mindset creates. But here's the powerful shift. Christine's courage is giving other women permission to name their own truths. Her book isn't just shocking, it's transformational. She isn't writing with bitterness, but with the clarity of someone who has finally stepped out of manipulation's fog. Early readers note that every page feels like Christine reclaiming her worth, refusing to live on scraps any longer. Her pursuit of child support for Truly wasn't just about money, it was about forcing legal accountability on a father who made his daughter feel invisible. Her story is already becoming a catalyst for change. Women are asking themselves harder questions about their marriages. Am I respected? Is my love reciprocated? Am I being valued as a partner or exploited? Legal experts believe Christine's detailed documentation could even influence how courts treat cases involving religious coercion in the future. And within the sister wives community, speculation is building. How many more wives, past or present, might find the courage to tell their truths? Ultimately, Christine's book proves something vital. It is never too late to choose yourself. After decades of silence, she is living for her own happiness and modeling healthier relationships for her children. She has turned pain into power, isolation into solidarity with women around the world. Christine Brown isn't just sharing a story, she's rewriting the narrative of what women deserve in marriage. So now, the questions remain. Will Christine's courage inspire other reality TV wives to speak their truths? And what shocked you most about Kody's behavior? His outrageous massage demands, or the way he weaponized Robin to police the other? Wives, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because if these revelations shook you, the next wave from Christine's book promises to be even more explosive.